Hey guys, so this is our electron solutions video. So we already talked about why this is so important, and this is how we're actually going to do it. Now, we talked about the Earth being this big pool of electrons, and there's a few different ways that we can interact with that. So I mean, we got grass, we got sand, we got rock, we got dirt, and we got water. So these first four are going to be, depending on where you live, certain ones may be easier to get to than others. But all these different things will actually have a direct transfer of electrons. So these are all great ways to get outside. The water is really extra bonus points because water is such a good conductor of electricity that we get an even better exchange of electrons whenever we're getting water. The other thing is if you can actually get like your whole body in water, you get a way bigger surface contact than you would with just like standing with your feet or touching your hands to these different surfaces. So if you have any access to like a natural body of water, that's the absolute recommendation. It's going to give you by far that biggest electric effect between getting the electrons and discharging the electricity that your body wants to. So highly recommend that if you can. The other thing to consider is the sun is actually going to be activating to electrons. So if you can get out on a nice sunny day or in the middle of the day, getting out on these different types of surfaces, you'll get more benefit from it the longer it's been hidden by direct sunlight. So these are all different ways that you can actually get that exchange with the Earth. Now, to actually get your body to touch that, there's a few different ways. So obviously, if you can take off your shoes, that's awesome. That's going to be a really nice connection, really direct, and obviously then your body is directly connected to the Earth. If you're in a place where you don't want to do that or you don't feel comfortable doing that, there's a couple different workarounds, and there's, because this is becoming more well-known and the importance is being more understood, there's actually a few companies that are coming out with what are called grounding shoes. So the essential idea here is they're going to put some sort of conductive material in the shoe that's also in contact with your foot. So there's a couple that will just kind of have like a circular metal disc in the sole of the shoe. So that way, obviously, metal is going to conduct the electrons as well, and it goes right up into your foot, and you can still have shoes on. So it's kind of the best of both worlds if you're going to be out walking around and you don't feel like you can go barefoot. So Earth Runners are a pretty popular one. The link is in the description below. There's also another company called Grounds. That link is also there as well if you want to investigate those further. If you can find like 100% leather shoes or like moccasins kind of thing, leather is also partially conductive to electrons, so that's another kind of workaround if you feel like you want to do it that way. So that's going to be the best way to directly interact with nature, directly interact with the Earth in that electron exchange. There's a couple different tricks that you can use also from a man-made perspective. Concrete itself, as long as it's touching Earth, is also partially electrically conductive. So same thing, if you can get out like in your driveway or something like that, or if you have some concrete that you'd be comfortable like putting your feet or your hands on, that's a little workaround as well where you can still get some of those same benefits even though you're not necessarily out in nature or directly touching the Earth. Another kind of cool biohack is most of the piping in your house is going to be also grounded into the Earth itself. So touching a faucet like in a bathroom or the kitchen can give you a little cheat for the day of like you still get some of that benefit of getting a direct electron exchange with the Earth even though you're 100% inside. So if you're washing your hands, whatever, if you feel comfortable touching the actual faucet, that's a really nice way to, again, just get a little bit more because, if you're working there, sometimes there's not always the option to get outside as much as we want to. Same kind of idea, and this one's combining the idea of the faucet and the water, but I mean, just taking a shower, this is why a shower can feel so invigorating or good, is because we're actually getting this really great shower of electrons. Like the pipes that the water is traveling through is going to be electrically grounded, and it's going to have that exchange of electrons for us. And also, just that water effect, again, the fact that it's covering your whole body is going to be really nice as well. So hopefully you're showering anyway, but just take respite in the fact that you're getting some of that electron exchange with that as well. So use all these things at your disposal. You can start to do a few more of these man-made things throughout the day while you're inside. And I think the biggest thing for most of us, and I know I was definitely in this basket as well, is just making more of a concerted effort to get that interaction with nature. I was really shocked how little I was contacting the ground whatsoever, just like with the rubber shoes on, not getting any of that electrical change. So I really encourage you to take that step back. Just say like, hey, where can I get some gains here and start to take a step forward in the right direction? Because again, the estimation is 2/3 of our electrons are supposed to be coming from the Earth itself, not from our food. So for energy production, for getting things back online, for getting better sleep, this is such a cool way, such an easy way to start. So take a look, make that decision for yourself and get going on it.